What's crackin' movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got Who's the Boss taking on the Odd Couple. These two teams squared off last year in Chicago, with the Odd Couple emerging victorious, so you know Bateman and Riley are going to look for some revenge here today. The Odd Couple, they are the former champs, so they definitely can't be taken lightly. But in the end, I do believe that Bateman and Riley are going to take care of business. But it should be a great match. We get Dagnino versus Roxy. Roxy's made claims that Dagnino's the worst manager in the league. So this match has implications in that. But let's get it started.
Tape at Ken, the Pit Boss Knapsack. He's in the building, everybody. I'm actually touching him right now. I'm just Mark Baby Carrot Cells. Yep. This is a Tetris Suits. I'm the greatest player that ever lived in that game.
Ooh, he ain't lying about that. I saw a woman faint watching him play Tetris once.
Hi, Mark Garrett.
Mod still hasn't recovered. Hey, we're here for the movie Trivia Schmoedown, the teams division. This is where, well, we have four legends of the game coming out here in a bit, Mark. This is a big match.
And these two teams, whoever wins, this could shift the very balance of power, not just in the movie Trivia Schmoedown, in your, the viewer's life heretofore. Yep. It's the Odd Couple versus Who's the Boss. We're going to find out who the real Springsteen/Danza is at the end of these 3 rounds.
Absolutely. 57 channels, but this is on right now. You have got the Odd Couple, former champions, Mark the Android and Draco. Jeff the Snyder, managed by Roxy Stars.
The Rockstars.
Part of the Rockstars. I'll tell you, the Odd Couple is a name that works for a reason. There is no belief in a lot of people's heart that these two great players as individuals would come together for a team, and they conquered perhaps the greatest team of all time, the Shire Wolves, Clark Wolf and Rachel Cushing. All respect to them, of course. And then on the other side, you got Who's the Boss? You talk Mark, Yodi, Riley, Ben, the Boss, Bateman. These guys know how to compete here. Bateman's had gold around his waist, so has Mark Riley. But they, as a team, have never gotten to the top of the mountain. They won that tournament in 2018, but no, didn't get there.
And as a team, they had a very public defeat at the hands of the Odd Couple in one of the biggest crowds the Schmoedown has ever seen. 1,000 people packed into Chicago the day after I taped Dog Stepfather to watch the Odd Couple upset Who's the Boss. They went on from that, spurred by that victory, to defeat the legendary Shire Wolves, and now they find themselves in a rematch. And when you look at maybe person-to-person combat here, keep your eye on the body language between Mark Andraco and Ben Bateman. Andraco loves playing Bateman. Bateman, like you said, has had a great run of success recently, and Draco loves trying to get the best of him. You also have, with Who's the Boss, Mark Yodi Riley, who is a legend, but is now trying to re-announce himself to the league. He's gotten a win, and he's looking for more here today. Could be a big shift in power at the end of this match.
Absolutely a big shift in power. Indeed, this is Season 7. This is the new era, and these are familiar names trying to go out there and say, we still belong. All the new dogs barking at us, we're still at the top here.
Oh, and by the way, you have Roxy Stryer and Tom Dagnino as the managers, so that's a little fun bonus. Here's a pre-interview with each team right now.
You're really working hard to sell this nice guy thing, and I can see in you want to say something. So come on, put on my cool sunglasses, and I'm going to walk off and be smart. So cool. Look forward to losing to you.
All right, we're getting a belt. That's the one goal I want. There's no way I'm going to get nervous on that stage. I was born to compete. I was born to perform.
We were the boss that night.
They got lucky in Chicago, I will say. Packed house in front of a lot of people, adoring fans, and you get slapped across the face. taste in your mouth. Gotta tell you guys, I feel like I still got a mark on my face.
Ben's playing this nice guy thing, and I like to be a sportsman, but I also don't like bullshit. I've beaten Bateman every time I've played him, and they're ahead of us, and we have a belt in this division, and they don't. Proof that statistics can be manipulated into their life.
But I will tell you guys we have respect for this team because they did something that we never did. They beat the Shirewolves. They took care of business. I'm not the same player I was back then. This is a different Ben Bateman. I've climbed the mountain. People called me arrogant. People told me I was a little overconfident. I came out, had a little too much exuberance with this game, and I've learned my lesson. Luckily, I learned my lesson losing to the actual greatest player that has ever played the game.
Listen, Ben Bateman won a title, but he didn't win this title. We won this title, so I cannot wait to take Ben Bateman and Mark Riley to school, because has Mark Riley gotten better since the last time we played him? I don't think so.
They won the belt, they lost the belt. Like that. Gotta start from zero, and that's what we're doing. The slate's clean. Riley and I are here to show you we are the team you thought we were when we won the tournament.
Okay, so we don't do well in tournaments. Whatever, okay? Put us up against whoever's wearing the belts. I'll strip them right now.
Honestly, it feels like a little bit of a waste of our time. We're gonna annihilate who's the boss today.
Mark Riley, you may be engaged, but today I'm gonna put you back on your knees.
This is a new year, this is a new look. This is the greatest faction you've ever seen in the Finstock Exchange. Get scared. Stay scared. Period.
And Ken, they had words to say, and a lot of those words were very, very confident. Do you see an edge in this matchup, whether it's by a competitor, a team, or a manager?
I think, in terms of managers, Roxy is a real strong emotional support for her teams, and that's the key.
She's a rock.
Yeah, she is a rock in the Rock Stars, and Jeff and Mark both at times have had sometimes where they seem to get in their heads or get outside their heads even, and kind of their emotions rise up, and can Roxy kind of keep them calm through this? And the other side,
Would you say Tom is an emotional rock?
Tom he's a lot of things.
Does he have emotions?
Yeah, he does.
Does he feel sorrow?
He does, absolutely. Leaving the club too soon is something that gets him sad. The thing about Riley and Bateman is they've been here before, but I think they can get in their heads in a different way. It's a little less loud or vocalized, but sometimes you can see them kind of collapse in on themselves and maybe start to doubt themselves. So can Gucci and his pants keep them going? God, I hope he has pants on this time.
Yeah, really. Tom Dagnino, his wear, Bobby Gucci, whatever the hell you call him, he's usually wearing clothes that won't even get him into Lucky Strike Bowl here in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We'll see what he wears into the studio today. Ken, if you look at a tail of tape, The Odd Couple, Mark Andreyko, Jeff Snyder, you know that they're pretty good at new releases, Oscar movies, that kind of fare, and maybe even harkening back to classics. Besides being a great 80s sitcom, what else is Who's the Boss good at?
Who's the Boss is good at fantasy, sci-fi, directors, Oscars as well, and Ben Bateman. He's really good at movie release dates. He and Mance battled over that title a long time ago, the king of the release date. So
Yeah, a couple of handsome drinks of water there, too. Some pretty solid hairlines on those two gentlemen.
don't rub it into me. All right. I think that's how these two
Hey, we got our beards. We're doing just fine. That's Ken. I'm Mark, and we're about ready to go. Ken, I have to ask you, are you prepared for the match that is about to ensue?
I've been thinking about this a lot. Wrote in my journal about it, even a poem. I am ready.
He's the long piece that made a Tetris, and it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown!
Introducing first, accompanied by their manager, Roxy Stryer, representing the Rockstars with a career team record of 6 wins, 3 defeats, 1 by knockout. They are the former movie trivia Schmoedown team champions of the world, Mark the Android Andreyko, and Jeff the Snyder Snyder, the odd couple.
There outdated, and we're going to say, why did we wear that as early as 2022?
Roxy is getting into her manager position here. And their opponents, accompanied by their manager, Bobby Gucci, accompanied by their teammates, the Barbarian, and the movie trivia Schmoedown team champions of the world, Tanma and John Roca, representing the Finstock Exchange with a record of 6 wins, 3 defeats, 2 by KO. This is Mark Yodi Riley and Ben the Boss Bateman.
There's the championship belt held by Davino Merle, Roca, Barbarian, and then you have your competitors. Yep. Mark Yodi Riley, Ben the Boss Bateman, blowing kisses. Hey, girls, is he single? Let's get some intel on that. We know Mark Yodi Riley's taking.
It is.
Mark, new Superman jacket.
New Superman jacket. It's great. It looks like he wrote off the set of Akira.
It really does.
It really does.
That's a nice action jacket
Gucci
that he got.
does have pants on today.
Yeah, Gucci from
This is
his
good.
extended service at the Salvation Army.
So far, so good. Everyone is settling in.
And the Barbarian with his pet weasel.
All right, take that ferret off the set.
Tom, you had something to say before you exit?
Yeah. Do you have a faction? Like, where are they? He's calling
asking
out
Roxy's dry off
She's
camera.
talking
The only
glasses.
players I need right now are at the desk. Apparently, you need an entire support group to help these guys out.
Yeah, I think we left our faction
Well, that's what we
in
do here.
Chicago, Tom.
Okay. All right.
Whatever. Wow, boy, do they know how to have a war of the words.
It's a war of words. Tom's going back to his shift at the Diplomat Health Spa, and we can get going.
Careful with that microphone, Ben. It still might be a little hot. As we move on to the rules of round number 1. Gentlemen, you've been here before. You haven't been here before against each other in a live setting, but I will give you a refresher on the rules of round number 1. This is the team format, but round number 1 is an individual exercise of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. However, each point you accrue will be added to your team's total. The field of competitors is going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer. Once we ask you by name, please show what you wrote as legibly as possible. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each team has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the 3-round match. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point should it be necessitated. Ken, those are the rules. Those are the rules. The competitors seem focused and ready to go, so I'm going to ask odd couple first. Jeff Snyder, Mark Andreyko. You gentlemen feeling okay, ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah. Close enough. Ben Bateman, Mark Riley.
The exchange is always ready. Let's rock.
Then let's get ready to smoke it! You can just sense, I sense nerves, I sense tension, I smell a little bit of, I think that's barbecue Fritos. Ken, this is a championship-like atmosphere.
This is, every competitor has sunglasses on, like this is page 17 of the Sears catalog, advertising the spring sunglasses.
It's like they're extras in the movie Rounders.
All right. Mark Ellis and I will be appearing at a comedy club near you soon. Check local listings.
MarkEllisLive.net. Your first question comes in the world of action-adventure films. And your query is, who plays the villain Brixton in Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw? Is that what we're calling those movies?
Yeah, I think
Fast
so.
and Furious Presents?
Idris Elba.
Boy.
Like their Masterpiece Theater or something? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going to you first, Ben. What do you got?
Say Idris Elba.
It is, in fact, Idris Elba. Now we go to Jeff Snyder.
They call him the Black Superman, Idris Elba.
Does Mark Riley, the White Superman, have it?
Thank God I have it, Mark. Idris Elba.
He's got Idris Elba and Mark Andreyko.
Bit of interesting trivia. My friend wrote that movie, and there's a character named Dr. Andreyko in it.
Ooh.
Idris
Wow.
Elba.
No. Hey. He had Alba.
It says Alba. There's an A. It's a misspelling, not a misidentification.
That's
All right, you can use your challenge, or
where is it? Absolutely.
all right, the challenge has been issued. We'll be right back with our ruling.
Ben's right. Elba, Alba, that's different. Who's the boss should win this
We're
challenge?
back after that exciting challenge, and after conferring with an extended group of judges, including Christian Harloff, we have come to the decision that while Mark Andreyko wrote down Alba, A-L-B-A, he did get the correct answer. He knew it. He misspelled it, and that is a fact, but we do not penalize for spelling in the way of losing the point, and so Mark Andreyko will earn the point. It is 2-2. It is Alba. It is Alba. It's a tough ruling either way, Ken, but early in the match, I understand the challenge. I understand both sides of this argument. It's a tough way to go, but Mark Andreyko clearly knew who Idris Elba is.
Yeah. All right, do you understand the challenge?
You know what? I wish I was back on Krypton right now, but we move on
All right.
to your second question of the match.
All right, second question comes in the category of crime. Crime. What 2013 film focuses on real-life white-collar criminal Jordan Belfort?
Cool. 10-minute question number one. See how long this one takes.
You know what? I don't have a cord for my computer today, so no more challenges allowed.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Going to you first, Jeff Snyder.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, it is. Does Mark Riley have it?
I didn't have it.
Does Mark Andreyko? He does. Does Ben Bateman?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
He does as well. All right.
Okay.
Mark Riley missing it, and so 2 perfect rounds still on the board for the Odd Couple. 1 perfect round still on the board for Who's the Boss. As we move on to the world of dramas. And your question is, who stars as newspaper editor Ben Bradley in 2017's The Post?
Oh, newspaper seems like a good up-and-coming career
Tom
to get into.
Hanks.
It's the wave of the future. I don't read them anymore. I used to.
Who recently
I used to
returned
do it
from
USA Today.
Australia with his wife.
3,
They have pie charts?
2, 1. Pens are down. Pens are down. We need an answer starting with Mark Riley.
Tom Hanks.
That's correct.
Tom Hanks.
Funny guy, Tom Hanks. Does Ben Bateman have it?
Tom Hanks.
Yes, he does. And Snyder.
Tom Hanks.
There it is.
All
All right, we have gone a record. 2 questions without a challenge. Can we make it 3, Ken?
Let's hope so. Here, next question comes in the category of movie quotes. Movie quotes. Name the movie from this quote. Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
It's the same thing that Ken texted me when he wants to hang out in the patio of the Comedy Store.
This is true. This is true.
Top Gun?
And I always say permission granted.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down, starting with Mark Andreyko. We need answers.
Top Gun?
That is correct, sir.
Yes, it is.
Ben Bateman.
Ben Bateman.
Top Gun.
Yes, he
Top Gun.
is. Top Gun.
Top Gun costs
All
more.
right.
Top Gun.
There it is.
Holy
Look at these 4
Riley is
studs.
this one, yeah.
All looking like naval aviators up there. They're cool shades. Your next question, in the world of fantasy science fiction, who plays Gwen DeMarco, an actress who portrays the character Lieutenant Madison in Galaxy Quest?
There we go, Galaxy Quest.
You know, I hear great things about this flick.
Yeah, well,
I've enjoyed it. I always fall asleep.
yeah. Really? What's the
Already
issue? You should watch
Weaver.
that documentary
Is that on
about
me?
Screen Junkies. 5, 4, 3,
The crowd seems to have
2,
turned.
1. All right, pens are down. We need to answer starting with Mr. Ben Bateman.
Sigourney Weaver.
That is correct.
There it is.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
All right.
Everyone other than Riley is perfect.
What is accepted, Sigourney or Sigourney?
Sigourney. Everyone but Riley is perfect as we go to question number 6.
Riley's pretty close to perfect.
I mean,
Ken.
thank you,
Look
Mark. Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Question number 6 comes in the category of comedies. Comedy.
There it is. This crowd is on edge, Ken. That challenge got everybody rattled.
They feel the tension. Which Oscar-winning actress co-stars with Rebel Wilson in The Hustle? Now you're singing my songs from my youth. At the car wash, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2
Anne
and
Hathaway?
1. Pens are down. We need an answer starting with Jeff.
Anne Hathaway.
That is correct. Anne Hathaway. Mark Riley.
Anne Hathaway.
We got Mr. Draco.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
All
There it
right.
is.
Look at that. 12 to 11. 12 to 11.
All right, we move on to the category of horror/thriller. And the question is, in what Hitchcock-inspired thriller does Shia LaBeouf play a teenager under house arrest who suspects his neighbor of murder? Ken, you've known some murderers.
Yeah, I have known some murderers. They make for great podcast partners, and we got stories.
Are you accusing Joseph Scrimshaw in this room
Yeah,
right now?
I am. 5.
Wow.
4, 3,
Maybe it was
2,
Lambda.
and 1. Pens are down. Pens are down. Looking for answers starting with Mark Riley.
Jessica Alba. Disturbia.
Disturbia. Yes.
Mark Draco didn't
Mark
have it.
Draco,
Does
no.
Ben Baben?
Disturbia.
Yes, he does. And Jeff Snyder.
Shelly
Just making sure the spelling was right. Disturbia.
There it is.
All right, so this means Ben Bateman and Jeff Snyder are both perfect in this round with Draco and the miss, and we're tied at 13.
All right, Ken, what's our last category? Is it something fun for the kids?
Oh, God, I hope so. 8th question comes in the category of animated. Animated. What Disney film follows Tiana, who lives in New Orleans and dreams of opening a restaurant? I have this dream now, too. I made my first cauliflower crust pizza on my own the other night.
heard about this.
So
Cauliflower,
good.
when you're actually eating it, does it taste like normal pizza? Does it taste like you're eating something that
It's
isn't
so
healthy?
healthy. Yeah, 5, 4, 3,
You seem to enjoy it.
2, 1. Gonna open up a shop. All right, pens it down. We need an answer starting with Mark and Draco.
Princess and the Frog.
That
Yes, it
is correct.
Does Ben Baben have it?
The Princess and the Frog.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
The Princess and the Frog.
Perfect. Mark Riley.
The Princess and the Frog.
There it is.
And we're all tied up. However, 2 perfect rounds. We got 1 from each team. Ben the Boss Bateman and Jeff the Snyder. Snyder, we have got this bonus question for both of them. Write down your answers.
It is a bonus question, and it's worth 1 point, so please write down your answers as Ken urged you to initially. Jack Nicholson won his first Oscar for what film?
This could give that.
We're going to see a lot of points scored today,
It's
Ken.
going to be a big one there. 5, 4,
That's a beefy round 1.
3, 2,
One
1.
flew over
Pens
the
are
cuckoo's
down.
nest.
We're going to need an answer. We'll start with you, Ben.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That is correct.
One
Just not-
flew over the cuckoo's nest.
That
Yeah,
is
both
correct.
nailed it. Spelling it all. All right, so Ken, after what started out as a very controversial round 1, ended up being a very well-played one, 16-16, 2 perfect rounds, including the bonus question.
Yeah.
What's your read on the match so far? Is one team more prepared, ready to rock than the other one?
I don't necessarily think one team is more prepared right now, but it's just who can overcome any of the first round jitters that might have come out of the tension-filled moment. Sometimes when you get challenged, even if you don't get overturned, you might think
It's an emotional
you
toll.
start doubting yourself. Yeah, you can get in your head. We never want controversies in matches, but they're going to happen. So how do you come?
They certainly
out
are
of
going to
those?
happen. Well, we'll see what happens, what stores, what lies beneath. Round number 2. It's the wheel round, ladies and gentlemen, and that wheel actually has a wheel slice that is a Patreon slice, and that wheel slice is Amy Adams. Amy Adams. Amy apologizes she could not be here in studio today, but thank you for watching from home, Amy Adams. If somebody spins and keeps the Amy Adams slice for the questions, we will say the name of that patron. Thanks to all of our movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon supporters. On that wheel, you're going to see 12 different slices, including spinners and opponent's choice. Once you settle on a category, each team is going to hear 6 questions from said genre. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. You can consult with your teammate for each and every question, and if you're still not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. So, who's the boss? You find yourself tied with the odd couple, but you're sitting in the higher ranked chairs. Would you like to spin first or defer to your opponents?
I think we'll defer to these guys. I'm surprised that Jessica Alba's not on the wheel. It seems like it'd be in their wheelhouse.
Would have been a nice slice. Would have been a nice slice.
Have your mom burp you, you little baby.
I'm a baby. Because you got the points.
I enjoyed that.
That's a
bar
big spin by the Android.
I enjoyed that bar. Wheel spin, big spin. That was like a Bob Barker worthy spin there in the final round.
Yeah, have your pet spayed and
$1
neutered.
or one cent coming his way.
Coming around, this thing is a rocket. Wow.
Hell of a spin.
At some point, it's going to stop. What will it stop on? Amy Adams can only wait in suspense. I think we've built up this Amy Adams slice
I
enough.
think we do.
Somebody doesn't take it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
This ends with her walking on to Weekend Update, even though it's the wrong show.
There is a Star Wars slice, Ken. You like those points? Joyce.
That's pretty tough.
So now here comes Bobby Gucci to consult
Okay.
with his crew over what slice they want to
I
give.
have a gut feeling I think I
Couple.
know.
Ken, we talked about this all the time. Now the pressure is on who's the boss momentarily because they have to find a wheel slice that's somehow going to confound the odd couple.
You're not wrong. I've seen this backfire on the team that has the choice as the opponent. They get all in their heads. They think they're maybe smarter than they are. They
Need
go for
an answer
something.
here, gents.
The other team kills in that category.
Okay.
Finstock has got it.
Ken, Mark, we're going to give them Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Okay, they're going to give Star Wars.
Round of applause from the audience, guys. Come on, Star Wars. It's exciting, right? I think so, too.
Garnering rounds of applause.
Here we go.
Into the world of Star Wars.
All right. Should I administer these ones?
6 questions for the odd couple. Ken, the author of Why We Love Star Wars, will be asking the question.
All right, first question. Don't forget you do have multiple choice. All 3 of your JTE rules
Available now wherever you
here.
buy your books.
First question. Who directed Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
First of all, that's a great question.
It's what you know who
And
wins.
it's Gareth Edwards.
Thank you.
That is correct.
There's a couple different answers.
Who is credited as directing that movie?
It is Gareth
All right.
Edwards.
Question number 2. Who portrays Jango Fett in Star Wars
Tamora
Episode 2,
Morrison.
Attack of the Clones?
Tamora Morrison.
Conferring here. Countdown about to come in. 5,
Yeah.
4,
Tamura Morrison.
3. That is correct. 2 more points.
All right, 2 more points.
All right.
On their way. Handling the opponent's choice very well.
All right, here we go. Third question out of 6. How many TIE fighters are in pursuit of the Millennium Falcon after it escapes the Death Star in A New Hope?
Enough.
Well, it's a pretty famous sequence. You got to know what you're...
4.
Dun, 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 dun.
Multiple choice.
All right, choices are A, 3, B, 4, C, 5,
4.
D, 6. Down to the multiple choice there. They're coming down. Gonna need the answer. They're going to go 4.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, we might get flagged for that.
We're gonna go 3.
Incorrect. Choices are A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, D, 6. I'm confirmed for a 1-point steal. 4. That's correct. B, 4. That's it. 1 point steal. 1 point steal. But
Big
I'll tell
steal.
you what.
That's why you give them Star Wars for opponent's choice, because particularly Riley and also Bateman know
Yep.
Star Wars so well. If the odd couple slip up, gives them a good chance for a steal.
Absolutely. But look, odd couple holding their own here in a category that I think both these guys would say, hey, maybe not necessarily strength, but they're doing good here. Fourth question coming in. Who says fear leads to anger,
Yoda.
anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering?
Yoda.
Conferring, as you should. Yes, you can. Think about it here. It's 5, 4.
Multiple choice.
A, Obi-Wan Kenobi. B, Qui-Gon Jinn. C, Yoda. D, Mace Windu.
Yoda.
Five.
Can you repeat the options?
A, Obi-Wan Kenobi. B, Qui-Gon Jinn. C, Yoda. D, Mace Windu. They get 1 free question repeat there.
That's a smart move.
Smart move
Buy
indeed.
you a little
Buy
more
yourself
time.
some time.
I'm trusting you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yoda?
That's correct for a point. That's correct for
It's a big moment in that first teaser trailer.
That's right. Phantom Menace. All right, Phantom Menace. Here we go. 5th question. You get 6 total. What J.J. Abrams regular appears as
Greg
Snap
Grunberg.
Wexley in The Force Awakens and The
Grunberg.
Rise of Skywalker?
Greg Grunberg.
Greg Grunberg?
2 points there for the odd couple. Look, final one here. Final one here.
Wexley.
This is, so far, I'll tell you, great round for the odd couple here.
That's right. They know a little bit about Star Wars, even impressing the host of Force Center podcast.
All right. Final question coming in this round here. In how many films of the Star Wars franchise does the character Darth Maul appear in?
2.
They're talking it over, consulting.
2?
That's correct for 2 points there. 2 points.
Spoiler, but I guess, hey,
There you go.
you know
There
what?
you go.
He's in Phantom Menace and another movie. Go watch them again and see which one it is.
Big round right there. They got 9 points in the round. There
Very
was a
impressive.
steal. 9 points in the round. There was a steal, but a big lead. 25-17 is not a
I
small
mean, you
lead.
spin opponent's choice, and you end up walking out with an 8-point lead. I think that's as good as you could
Look,
possibly
if I
hope
was
for.
in that position, no, I've heard Andrejko say he doesn't watch Star Wars. I've heard Jeff say he doesn't watch it as much. I would have gone with it too. But
Who's
that's
the
what
boss?
happened.
Made the right play.
They made the right play. Odd couple pushed against it.
Have a spin
All
that
right.
wheel.
Mark Riley is essentially rubbing the wheel.
Yeah,
He's
that's right.
spinning now.
He was rubbing Star Wars in particular,
That's
Ken. He's
right.
a fan. He does his own show called Riley's Cantina.
Well, that's right. He does do that.
Check out on Mondays. If you've never seen partially drunk Riley talk Star Wars, you're missing a treat.
It's a treat.
Guy
It's a
likes
treat.
red wine and Star Wars.
All right. Spin is in.
When they come together, it's like a dyad in the Force. It's from the movies. Do you guys see Rise of Skywalker?
I like that. Okay.
It's spinning around as we attempt to continue to kill time.
Yeah, that wheel's
This will be
stitched up
edited
nice.
post.
Did you read The Truce of Bakura?
I did read The Truce of Bakura, and that's when I left the horrible Star Wars Legends and never read another book.
Wow. That's all we had back in the 90s, Ken.
That's true. Speaking of the 90s.
Spinner's choice it is.
All right. Look at that. Look at that.
All right. Spinner's choice it is. And so,
Choice indeed.
what are they going to set the wheel on?
Yeah, this wheel shall explode with options right here, right now.
Is it too much? Is it a bevy of riches? They don't know
It's-
which one to select?
Yeah, it's it's a plethora. It's a plethora of riches.
It's a better word than bevy.
Yeah.
And the decision is in?
Has got an answer? Yeah.
We're going to go Pixar. Pixar movies.
Pixar movies. All right, Pixar movies.
Don't give away your hand, Rocks.
6 questions.
Everybody loves Pixar films, including the children of both Mark Riley and Ben Bateman. Cute kids. All right, gentlemen, 6 questions in the world of Pixar. Your first one. At the end of Toy Story, what gift does Andy get for Christmas?
A dog. A dog. I know that one.
A puppy.
We also would have accepted a Molly or a Princess Leia. Yes, it is a puppy. For 2 points. The next question. In the film The Incredibles, after the public turns on superheroes, the government initiates which program to force heroes to permanently keep their secret identities?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Identity Change Program, B, Superhero Eraser Program, C, Identity Permanence Program, or D, Superhero Relocation Program?
D. Superhero Relocation Program. I think.
We get one free repeat of the multiple choice option.
You certainly do. Is it A, Identity Change Program, B, Superhero Eraser Program, C, Identity Permanence Program, D, Superhero Relocation Program?
D.
We're gonna go D.
You're going to go D, and you're going to be
That's
correct for a point. They cut the lead to 5, Ken.
Yep. 4 more.
They still have 4 questions remaining in the world of Pixar. Your next one, what is the name of the young cook that Remy befriends in Ratatouille? Just need the last name.
Ratatouille. You said that well, sir. Well, it's like a bouncing word. Ratatouille.
You get the hard hit.
Yeah. Ratatouille. 5, 4, 3, 2. Repeat the question.
I can do that for your first JT rule. What is the name of the young cook that Remy befriends in Ratatouille? I like hitting those T's.
Ratatouille. It's good. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alfredo Linguini.
That is correct.
They got it right.
All right.
That is going to be 8 points. That is going to be 2 points. That's right.
That's right.
2 points. I did not check the multiple choice.
That's right. Halfway through.
You're halfway there, gentlemen. Whoa. Living on a prayer. Your next question in the world of Pixar. Who composed the score for both The Incredibles and Up?
Michael Giacchino.
2 points.
All right. That's great.
And Who's the Boss finds himself within one of the odd couple.
That's right.
With 2 questions remaining. Your penultimate question in the world of Pixar. What is the name of the giant ship that humans now live on in the film WALL-E?
That movie's about trash. A lot of trash out there, and we sit in our chairs.
That's pretty much
the
story of
life.
2020.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, the Ark, B, the Axiom, C, the Ares, or D, the Argo?
The Axiom? The Axiom.
So confirm.
The Axiom.
The Axiom is correct for a point.
A point ties it up.
We're tied here,
Ties it
Ken.
up. All right.
1 question left. They get this right. They walk into round 3 with a 2-point lead.
You're like a Pixar movie.
I'm going to continue to own it.
Wound.
In Monsters
Very
Inc.,
crispy.
in Monsters Inc., what do the monsters discover is more powerful than children's screams?
Laughter.
We were looking for wafter, but we will accept laughter for 2 points. 27 to 25. Ken, I can go ahead and declare this is the match that we had expected and the match that the fans had hoped for.
Absolutely. That steal in round 2 from Who's the Boss gives them gives them a 2-point advantage. But you've heard me say this so many times. You just got to go in the 3rd round and see your opponent on the horizon. You got to be in striking distance. Can you get a punch? Can you get a Hail Mary pass? That's all you need going into this round.
That's right. You watch the managers give their final instructions, well wishes at this point to the odd couple. That's Roxy Streyer's squad and Bobby Gucci talking to Who's the Boss. As we move into round 3, this is the round that will determine the match unless we go into sudden death overtime. And given these 2 teams, I would not be surprised to see that happen. In round number 3, each team is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different corner of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. First question is worth 2 points. Next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. This is the team format. So as soon as we tell you what the category is for your 2-point question, that's when the team has to decide which member is going to answer that. You may not rely on the strength of your teammate for either the 2-pointer or the 3-pointer. The opposite team member will be answering the 3-pointer. You may only confer for the 5-point question. So give it that in mind. Thank you, Roxy, for sharing the reading of the rules. Ben Bateman, Mark Riley, you find yourselves with a 2-point advantage. What numbers feel lucky from 1 to 20?
I think we'll take 4, 7, 17.
4, 7, 17.
Pick 3.
And on the other side, the odd couple.
2, 6, and 8.
2, 6, and 8. I'll be administering the questions to the odd couple. Ken will be handling the duties for Who's the Boss. Odd couple, you're up first as you find yourself trailing by 2. The category you selected for your 2-pointer, famous actors and actresses. Who'd like to take it?
I'll go.
Jeff's gonna go. Gonna take it. And your question. Name one of the 2 leads of the 2009 film
John Travolta,
Old Dogs.
Robin Williams. John Travolta and Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
We're tied at 27 apiece.
Up there. Look at that. Look at that. All right. We're going to go now to Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss? All right. 2-point question. You chose the number 4. That's going to be the category of family films. Who of these childless men will take this question?
Do they not have kids?
No.
I must have misspoke. I thought I met their children.
No, those are dogs.
I'll take it.
All right, Mark Riley is going to take this 2-point question in the category family films. Who played Morticia Addams in 1991's The Addams Family?
Angelica Houston.
2 points right there. All right. Mark Riley to put them back in the lead.
Bouncing right back to the odd couple. Now they have a 3-point question. Bad news is you're trailing by 2. The good news is if you get this one right, you're winning for the time being. Mark Andreyko, you're going to be fielding this question solo. For 3 points, your category is fantasy science fiction.
Okay.
And your question is... Who played the character Rose Tico in Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Tran. Kelly Marie Tran.
You can answer in 5,
We
4,
can sit here all night. I don't got it.
3. Looking for Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran is the answer, and Ken, that forces the hand of the odd couple.
does.
Now they will have to consult together, which is good. They can combine knowledge, but they're going to have to do it for this 5-point question, or else Who's the Boss is walking out of here with a huge victory.
Yep.
So, gentlemen of the odd couple, you selected number 8 for your 5-point question, which you can confirm. Your 5-point question is in the world of romantic comedies. And your question is, what 2014 romantic comedy stars Jenny Slate as a comedian whose unplanned pregnancy forces her to confront the reality of independent womanhood for the first time?
Obvious Child.
5
couple is
points
in the lead.
there. Big one. 32. All right.
And now, Ken, Who's the
I would've
Boss?
forgotten that.
If there's good news for Who's the Boss fans out there, it's that they can tie with their 3-pointer and breathe a little sigh of relief to force overtime, but they got to hit that 3-pointer, and it's going to be all on the shoulders of Ben Bateman for the time being.
Absolutely. So, good 3-point question. You're gonna Ben's gonna take this one. You guys chose the number 7. That is the category of modern classics. Modern classics. So, Ben, who plays professional spin artist Nick Naylor in Jason Reitman's Thank
Aaron
You for
Eckhart.
Smoking?
Aaron Eckhart. I think it's Aaron Eckhart.
Points here.
That's a good time.
Aaron Eckhart.
5,
Aaron
4,
Eckhart.
3, 2.
Aaron Eckhart.
That is correct for 3 points. 3 points.
Let's give Ben Bateman an Oscar for that performance, everybody.
All right.
I will take issue with the question, though. That is not a modern classic. Thank you for smoking.
All right, well, I enjoyed it. Thank you for smoking. Ken, we find ourselves in a tied ball game, 32-32. The odd couple and Who's the Boss. How about a hand for both squads here for the juvenile audience? Quite impressive performance by both.
Yeah.
And now we get to the 5-point question.
5-point question.
Oh, God. No, that's not necessary. Nobody wants to see that.
The only Child's jersey from Chicago that I own.
To think you actually said, I'm going to wear this today.
Yeah.
That is
This was,
insane.
And I am now heterosexual.
And Ken is already disturbed in the studio.
I feel any sense of
And now everybody's eyes are trying to look away. They can't. It's like looking right into a solar eclipse.
Yeah.
I've just been told in my ear, if Who's the Boss gets this question right, they have the all-time team's record for points scored in an individual match. The record's 36.
Right.
They could get 37 if they get this right. If they get it wrong, we go to overtime.
Wow.
What's the category?
Ryan Sandberg looks a lot different over there in that Cubs jersey.
He is.
Right,
Let
all right.
himself go.
Ryan Sandberg, not good. All right, back. Decorum. Here we go. Who's the Boss? Your 5-point question. You guys chose the number 17. That corresponds to the category of disaster films. 5 points to break a record and get a win. Which 2011 film deals with the spreading of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic. Might be a documentary now.
A couple JTE rules.
Yeah.
In their favor, should they need them.
Yep.
I don't
Given the
think
fact
it's
that Ben
contagious.
Bateman's not going to use them.
4,
But I'm not
3,
sure.
2.
Repeat the question.
Which 2011 film deals with the spreading of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic? I have one JT rule left there. As they talk it over.
Make sure you know what you're going
You
for.
gotta do that. You gotta make sure Jeff Snyder's coming out of his pants. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question. It's on the board.
Yes.
Yeah, one more.
Which 2011 film deals with the spreading of the virus MEV1 and the ensuing pandemic? That is it. That is it. It's either they get it right or we go to sudden death.
And coming down.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Like records, Contagion.
Contagion and your winner. Who's the
Contagion, and that is a big one. You can see the emotion. Riley is so enthused. A big hug on his faction base and a nice handshake there.
Yeah.
Bateman, big win. Riley, who's the boss? He takes the win. Hard couple
setting?
fought valiantly. 32 points, nothing to sneeze at, but it's not good enough when the opposing team who's the boss gets an all-time record in points. 37. We have a new standard set, Ken Knapsack.
Where were you? Where were you when the record was set? Were you watching Jeff Snyder in a Cubs bra? Or were you cheering on Who's the Boss? Big record-setting performance today. 37 points. 32 is great for Odd Couple. But wow, that's a big win.
That's right. Now we see why most competitors wear sunglasses. It's in case Jeff Snyder decides to take his shirt off. Momentarily, we'll be joined by Jen Sturger with the post-match interview with both the winner and the loser. But Ken, if I can get your thoughts on the overall match, did you sense a point in the game where it turned?
It might have been early. It might have been early. There was a little drama around the challenge. Jen, I'm sure, is going to go into that, so I'm not going to step on Jen's questions there. But I think that made a point where even though the challenge kind of went their way, Odd Couple just kind of seemed to really get quiet and focus down on what was going on at that point. I don't know if that affected them, but again, that's why we have an expert like Jen Sturger to ask those questions.
That's right. It's a tactic that we have seen increasingly amounts. Not my favorite tactic, but it certainly cannot be accused of not being effective. Is that early challenge just to throw your opponent off?
I think it's what Gucci does. Gucci tries to get in people's mind. He gets in my mind with these challenges here.
You've had dreams about him in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone to a lot of trouble to work those dreams out of my brain.
Well, continued therapy for you on a weekly basis, and right now we are going to turn it over to Jen Sturger. Jen, it looks like you got a full house over there.
It's a lot of gold over here, I gotta say that. Finstock, you gotta be feeling pretty good about how the exchange has been rolling out this season.
Yeah, I'm worried about the cameras with all the gold here. They don't even need lights, actually. I mean, look, I told everybody early on, this was it. I mean, we're looking to go undefeated this year. I mean, it might happen, to be honest with you. I mean, look, these guys came out here, played a great game. Snyder and Draco, great players, fantastic guys, whatever. Either way, just a roadblock.
Guys, you gotta be feeling pretty good. Who's the boss? You looked a little shaken after that challenge in the first round. How are we feeling after that?
Well, Jen, I think there are rules that you hope are consistent, and I know this league is kind of developing, and we're seeing how these things go. And with the way that one went, I felt that it was a reasonable challenge. It didn't go our way. It is what it is. I think that we had a lot of respect for these guys in this match, and I mean, Alba's not Alba. There's no relation. Is Alba Jessica Alba's cousin? I don't know. So I'm going to challenge that 10 times out of 10.
But I gotta hand it to Odd Couple. Like, Star Wars. Well done, boys. Well done. Well done.
Did you honestly think that they had a chance in hell at answering any of those questions? Just because we all know how deep those Star Wars cuts can get at this point.
Yeah, no chance in hell. And that's some good playing. They played a hell of a match. They are one of the best teams in this league, and it was an honor to finally play against them again and go
to that last question. That's what this league, that's what this show is about. And hats off to them, but this feels good. This is putting everybody on notice. Who's the boss is here to get a belt, period.
You know, Jen, we have a tremendous amount of respect for these guys. Obviously, they beat us in Chicago. They did something we could never do. They won a championship, which is something only a few teams have ever done. And you come out here, you give your best, you want to put on a good show. And what can I say? I like these guys in real life. I like them in the show. And I would be happy to sit down and have a drink with these guys anytime. I'm always going to be at the table and doing my best. And that challenge and keeping it up is part of that. So we're just looking forward to what's next.
I would like to ask Dan and John a question. Is it concerning to you guys at all, just seeing how amazing that these guys played when they could be coming for your belts and you're all in a faction together?
No, not at all. I hate to disagree with my manager publicly, but the fact of the matter is that the Finstock Exchange will not go undefeated this year, but only because we're going to be playing each other for all the titles all year long. John and I are going to take care of business as long as it takes until these guys get their title shot, because we're going to ensure that if these belts come off our shoulders, it goes on their shoulders.
Wow. John, I know you have something to add.
Yeah, just this. Competition breeds success. It breeds the best out of you and makes you stand up or sit down. These guys stood up at another shot at the Odd Couple, and they ain't sitting down anytime soon until they sit down at the table with us to fight for these belts. Points are points. Teammates are teammates. Gold is gold. As long as it stays in the Finstock Exchange, that's all that matters.
Any last words?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
If you ain't scared already, get scared.
Back to you guys.
Ken, I gotta ask one of the fans out there to do us a favor. Can somebody take a screenshot of that image and put it on awkwardfamilyphoto.com? It was just like the three of them in the front, poor Jen Salad in the middle, and then other people in the back. There was a guy with a badger on his shoulder. There's a lot of chaos going on in that faction, but also a lot of winning.
Yeah, you know, Tom says be scared. That's not the first time I've heard him say that to a group of people, but he's not wrong. The Finstock Exchange is off to a great start here in Season 7, so we'll see. On the other side, though, you know, we got to see how a team like this can rebound.
That's right. I mean, if you look at the Odd Couple, valiant effort. It was nice to see Who's the Boss have such nice things to say about them. Jen, is the Odd Couple ready to say nice things about Who's the Boss?
Roxy, obviously a rough start to the season for the Rockstars. Do you look at that match and say, is there anything we could have done differently?
Not one thing. Honestly, it's not a rough start to the season because I know how great my players are. We spun opponent's choice. They spun spinner's choice. It still came down to the last question. At the end of the day, no, we couldn't have done anything differently, and they're the real rock stars. They outplayed them again.
Listen, I commend Ben Bateman for the way he played the game. I thought it was a worthwhile challenge. That's not why we lost. They needed to put up the greatest team performance in the history of the league to beat us today, and they needed Spinner's opponent's choice to do it. Yeah, I'm just a little bit frustrated.
There's strategy in playing the game, and then there's being to try and shake us. And it shows that I will say this. I was raised Catholic, so I don't call attention to myself. But we're better players because we didn't have to resort to those distracting games. If anything, that made us more focused. We couldn't.
Yeah, Jeff actually had clothes on today, so that's a plus.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine playing the game, but the Bateman character is so tiresome right now. And when I beat him the next time, it's going to be delicious because I'm going to destroy him.
So guys, where do we go from here? How do we bounce back? Like I said, like Roxy says, it's not a tough start to this season, and I know you guys are both really competitive, so where do we go from here?
We played as best as we can.
I don't even care about the other teams in the league. I just care about beating this team again. So here's a little formal challenge, boys. Who's the boss? You two, us two, Iron Man match. We'll see who can answer more questions. Let's let this game go for half an hour rather than calling it at halftime. Whew.
I like the challenge. Honestly, I hear the exchange. I love that. I hear the exchange keep saying it's just about the gold. It's just about the gold. But it's more than that. It's about the best players, and they're not the best players, and I think this is a great way to show that.
Well, I can't wait to see if you guys get your match. It would be a nice rubber match for you guys for sure.
All I got to say is, and this is one of the few sports references I will make, they're Buster Douglas.
Okay, back to you guys.
All right, Ken, reference to a classic boxing upset.
That's
Buster
right.
Douglas
There you
beating
go.
Tyson.
Yeah. Look at that. Heated interview from their point. They lost, but I can see where they're coming from on a lot of the stuff there. Roxy's got to focus them there. And anyways, heated match, but a record-setting match. I think you out there watching got your money's worth today. This was what we all expected it to be.
Emotions run high, and when you build a league and you're in the new era, now the 7th season movie Trivia Schmoedown, you're expected to have strong feelings about the gameplay one way or another. That's certainly what we saw today. We also saw a great match. So click that like button and let us know what you thought of today's match in the comment section. Check out the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon today, and check out the Schmoedownlive.com for tickets to upcoming live events, as well as the rankings and a whole lot of other fun stats, courtesy of Frankie Numbers Janish. Ken Knapsack, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sir. Your jacket, spectacular. Can't wait to perform comedy for you. Some from Fresno, maybe next for you. Fresno.
Ben Goddard wants us to go to Fresno.
We'll be there.
That's one.
Look for go to markellislive.net for information on that.
The author of Why We Love Star Wars, Ken Knapsack. I'm Mark Ellis. We'll see you real soon at the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Well, it was a really good match. Who's the Boss broke the team's record personally, and I'm proud. I'm really happy for them that they did that, but it shouldn't have had to come down to that. I personally think Who's the Boss should have won that challenge. Alba, there's a difference there. But yeah, they played tough. Everything went against them. Getting opponents. Who's the Boss getting spinners. They played exceptionally well. They really did. Who's the Boss? Can't wait to see who they're going to face next. Maybe we will get this Iron Man match between these two teams to finish out the trilogy. That'll be one hot ticket, that's for sure. And in this round, Dagnino beat Roxy. Maybe Roxy will ease back on that Finstock being the worst manager in the league. I personally don't think it's true. But, yeah, this is fun to watch. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, Chris Woodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.